McCants. I've been a member for a little over 2 years. 40-year Rotarian. But I have to say this club is a remarkable club. I've enjoyed every minute of it, partly because it was founded by renegades. But if you bow your head, I'll quickly say a little prayer. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build the ladder to the stars and climb every rung. May you stay forever young. That is Bob Dylan. So, we have a very busy day today. Do we have any visiting Rotarians other than our esteemed guests? Do we have any guests? Joe, you can stand up. I don't think probably you guys know that. And with that, since we have a very busy schedule, I'm going to turn this over to El Presidente.
No jokes, Larry? No jokes. Come over. You weren't kidding.
Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. I am going to pass the fine basket around. If you're not pulling for Carolina tomorrow when we play the team in Raleigh's name I will not mention, please put a lot of extra money in the fine basket. Couple quick things before we get started with our program today. Our program is going to be a little bit unique today. We do have our special guest as our district governors here today. Also, we've got a presentation coming up I think you'll find very enjoyable about our teacher supply store we've been a part of for about 18 years now. So we got a couple things. Joe, you had a couple things you wanted to get going here. I think we got an award of some type that Joe's going to tell us about.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have in my hand a certificate of appreciation in grateful recognition of your continuing service and support of Sekou Family House. We hereby present East Chapel Hill Rotary with this certificate for 10 plus years of service to the meal program. Thank you for your dedication to our community. And this is in recognition to the many of you who started this before any of us current kids are doing it. And this goes to everybody, and I give this to Mr. President. I don't know if Bob Woodruff's here or not, but he gets a lot of credit for doing it. But I got this email today. It just happens to be, and this is from the Family House. Good afternoon, Joe. I hope you're having a great start to the weekend. I'm reaching out on behalf of everyone here at the Family House to send you and everyone at East Chapel Hill Rotary a very warm thank you for the meal you provided in February. You all amaze me time after time, and I greatly appreciate all the work and dedication you all put into your meals. We know that it is not easy to prepare for a lot of people, but we see and recognize the consistent and wonderful effort. So, just a thank you to all of you who are participating.
And our fearless leader on this.
Yeah. Always kept this thing moving. Actually, I hate to say this, Joe, but Bob Woodruff got me involved in Family House about, I guess, 20 years ago. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad the club has continued in that service. Again, our motto, service above self, an example in our community where it should be. Karen, I think you had an announcement about a green project or dot. Okay, come on up, please.
I'm our spokesperson. Members who are excited about it, so they're going to be joining us as well. So it should be a good thing.
Did you take hot water heaters? Hot water heaters.
What's that?
Hot water heaters. I can put a full on that.
Yeah.
I've got two in here.
They don't want junk, right? Y'all don't want junk.
This is not Fred Sanford's junkyard. A couple quick things. We've got I understand I got some sad news today a little while ago when I got here. One of our members, this is his last meeting, and I'd like to recognize Mo Smith right now. Mo's been a long-term member. get some direction, and we want to see if we'll just have to go get some barbecue in Lexington. No, we really appreciate your long-time service to this club, your dedication to the Teacher Supply Store, and all the other activities that this club has been involved with since you've been a member. You will be missed.
We've
You will
all felt
definitely
more
be
you were
missed.
getting too old for the club anyway.
Jim, I hate to say this, but I believe you were a little older than him. Wow.
And I knew who he was the first day I was there.
I'm sure that, and he should have known you, because you could run back then. A couple quick things. We got our first spring pop-up coming. I think a lot of you got a text today. If you didn't, it is next Wednesday at 5:30 at the Carolina Inn. Come out, bring a prospective member if you'd like. You know, I think this will be a fun event. Be looking out in April for a UNC Carolina Family Night for baseball. We're organizing that right now with the ticket office. Also in May, we're going to have our first potluck picnic. Ooh, I'm excited. So we've been doing steak nights, so I thought maybe we'd do something a little different. So we've been talking about, how you used to go to your church social, everybody had their potluck with them, brought their potluck dish. We're thinking about the club providing, some type of base meat or protein, that type of thing, and then having a potluck dinner. We're going to gauge member interest on that. And today we have our district governor here to give us the State of the Union, so to speak. So I'm going to bring Veronica up now.
First, let me say good afternoon, East Chapel Hill.
Good afternoon.
I said good afternoon, East Chapel Hill. Good afternoon. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I know that we are halfway through the year. However, somebody's slapping over Mike. But Mike is enjoying every minute of it, right, Mike? So I just wanted to stop by as I visited all of the clubs in the district, and we have 48 clubs in this district. So I will have, after today, visited all 48 of the clubs. I thought it was important to really get to know you all on a personal note, for you to get to know a little bit about me. Let's talk about the district. So, what's happening in the district? As you all know, we're looking to build membership. Is that new? Is this the first time? So we're looking to continue to build membership. But let me tell you about membership. Membership is something that is so delicate. You have to have the right balance. What does that mean? We want to bring in new people, right? But we still need to keep the people that are already here, because we can use those folks as being mentors to the new people that's coming in. So we want to make sure that we have just the perfect balance. And I've heard here today in a couple of conversations that we'd like to have a little bit of maybe some younger folks kind of join. Is that correct? Yeah. Well, I hope you've heard about the impact model. That is a model that some of them are looking at in the district. What is the impact model? First of all, what is the impact model? Do you know about it? So the impact model is where it's a part of your club, but what they do is they have service. Just have service projects. So yes, they pay dues, but their folks are tied to service, and it rolls into your club. So if you're interested in there, you can ask more questions about that later, but that's what the membership team can help you do, is to think about those ideas for getting members in that area. How about foundation giving? Y'all think that's important? I think we got Krista Jones in here, so which means that we do give out grants. So what's the engine for giving out those grants? It's foundation. So we do count on that. And I know we were a little bit short because of COVID. We were a little bit short due to COVID. So we're looking to rev that back up in the foundation giving piece. But most of all, when we do the foundation, we can do more service projects. How many of you know that we have lots of service projects that have come about, more keep popping up? Have y'all heard that? Oh, yeah. All right, well, that's why it's important that we keep doing that. Let's get back to what is the theme from Rotary International this year. What is the theme? Create hope in the world. Do you think we need hope in the world? No, everything's perfect. We don't need hope in the world. We do need hope in the world. Did you know where that really came from? So Rotary International, I'll tell you. So Rotary International comes up every year and they come up with a theme. So this year we did create hope in the world. Is mental health an issue? So it's tied to mental health. So Gordon McAnally is the current Rotary International president for all of the districts. And so his brother committed suicide. So he wanted to pay homage to his brother. So how do you do that? He helped us introduce mental health into our clubs. And that's why we have created hope in the world. So I wanted to take that a little bit further. I said, okay, we have create hope in the world and we do need to focus on mental health, but how are we gonna get there? So what else do? We change lives through service. So that came up with the 3 C's, which is our district theme for the year. Connections, collaboration, and community. Why? Why did I think we needed to figure out a roadmap to get there? Connections. Everybody came back from COVID the same. Right? That's right. We did not come back. Matter of fact, we're still battling COVID. We did not come back the same. So I thought it was important that the clubs connect with each other, both inside and outside. So then we came up with the collaboration piece. We have a lot of struggling clubs within the district, but they don't have to struggle. If you all are doing well, then why can't we partner on projects and make things happen? So then we came up with the collaboration piece. Finally, we came up with community. We serve our outward community, but do you know that Rotary, inside all of us, we have our own community? This is the inner piece to that. So thus, we came up with the 3 C's, which is a way that we were going to bring it together to create hope in the world. Now, let's go back to mental health for just 1 second. By the way, I challenged all the clubs to have 1 meeting on mental health. It's just that important. You turn on the TV and what do you see? People have committed suicide. I know if you look at NC State, they have their share of troubles and so on, but not just them alone. So when we look at our members and we look at reconnecting with each other, if I say to you, how are you doing? You're gonna tell me, I'm doing fine, everything's going okay today. But what about if you say, how are you really doing? That gives a little bit more substance to that question. But you say it with sincerity in your heart because you really care about what's going on with your person. You really care about, can we continue to do this life of service that we've committed to together and focus on our mental health. I need to know if we're connected, that when you're hurting. Another way that the clubs have been working on this is, as we talk about membership, is that they've been doing, have you heard of Discover Rotary? Anybody? What is it? What's Discover Rotary? Don't be ashamed. What is Discover Rotary?
Something for us to discover.
Discover Rotary is when you invite non-Rotarians to maybe a social that you've had or even a club meeting. So you just simply invite them, and what are you doing for that meeting? You don't really have a speaker, but you have somebody that talk about Rotary, which I understand I'm going to hear today why people are still in Rotary, which is amazing. Because guess what? You are the walking billboard. You are the marketing for this organization. People look at you. So when we go after membership and we say, oh, why don't you come join my club? I often tell the clubs as I visited this district, I'm looking to see if you belong to the SAD club. What does the SAD club look like? Nobody smiles, everybody's miserable, but we're doing good. We're doing good in the world. It's important for you, if you're going to invite people to join Rotary, that you are at least excited about your club. If you're not excited about your club, that's also contagious. I think excitability can be contagious. And so when you're telling your story of why you are still a Rotarian, like I heard some of you 30, 50 years, 40 years, it's important that that person catch on to see the substance of what you're saying. It's fine that you invite them to the club, but Again, if you sit with them and you tell them your story, it is more impactful. So I wanted you to remember that part when we're looking at growing membership in that. Also, at Pets last year, Mike, you remember? What we said, we were on a what? Journey.
Yes.
You remember that we were on a journey? What we gonna do on the journey, Mike?
More members. That was one thing y'all counted on me. I remember that.
We were gonna get more members, but we also wanted to have, and this year, have a year that we would be proud of. We wanted to leave a legacy. Because what we said is that we cannot continue if we're gonna grow this organization starting over year after year. We don't want to start over. What we want it to be is that we're passing the baton to the next person and they're ready to take off with it. So that's what we're working on in our clubs, to make sure that everybody is in place, that everybody is ready. All we're doing is changing the person, but the message stays the same. That connections, that collaboration, that community will stay the same as we continue to grow Rotary. Now let's talk about it. Is burnout real, or we just imagine that? So do we want the same worker bees doing the work over and over and over again? Or do we want to join new people into these committees and have them work? What do y'all think?
Combination of both.
Well, we want to give other people opportunity. That's why they stay with us. Don't you know that engagement is the main reason why folks stay? If you don't engagement, they will quietly quit. No, they're not going to tell you that they're quitting. You just won't see them again. And then you'll be calling them and trying to figure out, hey, where have you been? So it is important that we continue to make sure that we have engaged members, because that helps us to have strong, vibrant clubs. And strong, vibrant clubs allows us to do what we need to do in these communities, which is the service projects. Because our motto is what? Service above? So if we're going to have service above self, then we have to make sure that we are doing the things that we need to do to accomplish these things. So I also came up with this year a Service Heart Award. That Service Heart Award, yes, Mike, it was tied to membership, as well as foundation giving, as well as growing. So in order to earn the Service Heart Award, you would be able to bring in just one new member, do a service project within your club, and give to the foundation. Is that hard? Then I ask you to just send me an email letting me know that you've done that. And then you get a Service Heart Award. Because I think it's important that we continue to bring in new members. It's important that we continue to have service projects, because so many people are depending on us year after year. And of course, we said the more we give, the more service projects we can do. So, have you guys had a program yet on mental health? That's my challenge to you. I ask each club to commit to just have a meeting on mental health. I think it's just that important that we bring this into the forefront. Even if it helps just one person, I think that it's possible that we could save someone. So, in almost my conclusion of talking, then I'm going to open it up to questions. How many of you know where the district conference is going to be this year? Who's excited except me? We're going to be in New Bern, North Carolina. So it's going to be May 17th and 18th, and we will continue to celebrate our theme, Create Hope in the World, and the 3 C's. So at this time, again, I promise to not come here and talk at you. I wanted to give you just a little bit of the state of what's going on in the district, but I also want to open it up for questions. Who has questions, or did I just do an amazing job? Oh, there's my favorite friend. Yes, sir.
So what can we learn from the district? Which club in the district has done the best job with membership this year, and what can we learn?
I can tell you, the Cary clubs have done an amazing job, and I can't name just one. You know why? Because they really collaborated. So there are 5 clubs in the Cary area, and they all collaborated together, and they put on programs. They've done socials, and not just the Cary clubs, they outreach to other places across this district, and they've done an amazing job to do that. They did a Discover Rotary event, And even one of the clubs in Chapel Hill did a Discover Rotary event. And they were able from that to get 4 members to join. So you take your pick, but Carrie is definitely by far with the 5 clubs collaborating the best. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Tell us about your Rotary journey. What club are you in? How'd you start?
Okay, thank you for that question. I've been a Rotarian since 2008. I was actually sitting at a chamber meeting, and the Rotary Club happened to meet there. I had just come back from Africa doing a program that I was in, a master's degree program, and I was like, okay, I was all pumped up. I want to do good in the world, and I was invited to come to Rotary, and I heard some of the amazing things that they did, and I was like, my heart and their message match. So I began to visit, did my 3 visits, learned from them, and the rest is history. You know, along my journey, the good that they were doing, I just couldn't say no. So I kept going and going. I became president in 2012. I was district secretary, I think, in 2015, and I was a 4-way essay test chair, and it just went on and on and on. When they say that Rotarians don't say no, it's true. But the impact was incredible. I saw the results. Did I just have the dream of being district governor? No, I did not. But I said, you know what? If it's going to impact and inspire people, why not? That's what I'm all about. It's more about the character, and it's less about the person. It's more about the message and making sure that we yield results. While Mike is standing up, I never come to a club without celebrating that president. Thank you, Mike, for all that you have been doing to keep this club afloat. Thank you.
Nice to do it another year.
Well, today we don't have a speaker per se. We do have some special guests, and we're going to have a little update and I think a video and a couple things about a project. Kind of segues into just what you were talking about. I got involved in the teacher supply store in 2008 at this very inception. Was lucky to be involved with it. It's been a tremendous partnership with our club and the Public School Foundation. It's been great. Our club members have enjoyed it, have volunteered. In fact, we always have more volunteers than we need. I'm going to get Jim Robles up here. He's got some special guests with him today, and I'm going to kind of give us a little insight onto what we did, how we did it, and how much fun we had doing it. Come on up, Jim.
Thank you, Mike. I am Jim Robles. I'm a new Rotarian. A month past my 1-year anniversary, and I am new to this part of the country. Longtime Boeing employee. I'm a past president of the Washington State Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty. And one of the bitter things for me about moving here, turned out I love everything about it, but I gave up my seat on Planned Parenthood in Greater Washington and North Idaho. And I've done a fair amount of reading in retirement, and we have our 4-way code. I've come across, what is a slightly different, another 4-way thing. So what is the good life? Life is contemplative, it's active, to some extent fatalistic, and it's a life of service. And this club, you wonderful people, exceeded my expectations. I really enjoy the people here. I treasure the opportunity to serve, and that is enough for me. We have Sarita Allen and Madeline Bloom here to talk to us about the teacher supply store. I'm not quite sure how I got lucky enough to be involved with this and be here saying this, but yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a real honor to be here. I'm just thrilled to be able to tell you all in person, on behalf of the teachers, more about the teacher supply store. Many of you in this room have been involved from the beginning, and I hope today we can somehow convey what it means to teachers. This happens to be Public Schools Awareness Week, a national event. And I think it's really more salient than ever that we talk about how important our teachers are. I am so grateful for the incredible education that my children got in the school district, and we have amazing teachers. Every day I'm witnessing things happening in classrooms that just amaze me. So thank you for all of your support. We're going to share a little bit about the history, and I want to share a video. Many of you in the room know more about the history than I do. And then Sarita here is a retired teacher, and she works with the PSF now, so she can really focus too on what it meant to her. She was at that 2008 Teachers Classroom, so I think that's wonderful. Okay, sorry. So as you all know, the Teachers Supply Store started in January of 2008. We did a pilot at the Vilcon Center, and in January of 2008, we had 125 teachers. It was very well received, and then in August we did another supply store, and 285 teachers came. Between 2009 and 2019, this event grew. We moved to the Legion Hut. We've been alternating since that time. 1 year as elementary teachers, and the next year as middle and high school teachers, so that we could serve 650 teachers every year. And back in the days when it was the Hut, I was on the board, and I remember the first teacher supply store I went to. The people were lined up outside. We're having to direct traffic in the field there. It was really, for me as a new board member, quite amazing. And then I came to work for the Public School Foundation in March of 2020. A very opportune time, and things changed a little bit for the Teacher Supply Store. And luckily, I was working with Allison Worthy and Tim Smith at that time, and we said, we still have to do this. Teachers are under more stress than ever. We have to do what we can to support teachers. And once again, you guys made it happen. And we were able to deliver supplies to teachers. We did a survey. We took the top 10 responses, and we took them a bag of supplies, and we gave them a gift card because we knew there were going to be things they really couldn't anticipate they needed in those times. So we continued that model for a couple of years. Triangle Office Equipment was really helpful those 2 years. I'm not sure how we would have done it without them. And then in 2022, we got to go back to in-person. It was wonderful. The teachers were thrilled. It was so exciting. We were in the gym at East, and then last year we were at the gym at Chapel Hill High School. So I'm just going to turn it over to Sarita now, just to talk just a little bit about what it means to teachers to have this opportunity. Oh, sorry. That's all right. Go ahead. You talk for a second. Go ahead.
All right. So thank you all for having us once again. We appreciate just being able to get in front of you, see all your wonderful faces, and again, just say thank you so much for your support. I come at this from a couple different perspectives, well, maybe 3 or 4 when I think about it, because I started in the district as a kindergarten, first grade teacher over at Sewell. Spent 27 years in the classroom there. It used to be called Pod 1 back in the day, 100 years ago, it feels like now. And then moved on to be the elementary district mentor, and ushered in beginning teachers and went around to the elementary schools observing. I'm telling you all this because I was at that first teacher store, one of the first ones through the door, and I can tell you about the feeling firsthand that I had, knowing that there were people out there that really cared about the fact that I didn't have all the supplies that I needed, and that I was actually going to Walmart and other places, spending my own money, my family's money, to get the supplies and to lock things down. And then to be the district mentor for elementary teachers and actually travel the district and watch them as they're ushered into the district, and having the teacher store be a part of their experience, and hearing them give me feedback in the halls of the elementary schools and in their classrooms, and just tell me thank you. You know, and so I would always tell them, if you see Rotarians around town, if you know them, please say thank you. And we always made sure we sent you all a note. And then, of course, coming onto the board of the Public School Foundation, working from the inside, and then now I'm employed by the Public School Foundation. So there are lots of different ways that we come at this. Over the years, 8,600 teachers have attended the store. Over 8,600 teachers have been impacted by this great work that you all are supporting, and over $500,000 in school supplies have been provided to teachers and help them to spend a little less money, a little less of their families' money. So we really appreciate that. But those, of course, are just numbers. When you put the faces, when you see the faces of those who have been impacted, when you're in the building, when the school supplies are all laid out at the tables and they come through those doors and they greet one another and they know clearly why they're there and that there are people that really care about them, their mouths drop. It doesn't, $75 in supplies doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it means a whole lot to the educators in this district, that somebody is thinking about them and that somebody has listened closely enough that the supplies are actually a good match for what they need. They're always fascinated by that, and we always get lots and lots of thank yous, and we hope that you all are able to hear some of that as well, as we are. So just, thank you again for what you've already done. We are looking forward to a continued partnership. Again, it is, it's getting where you want it to go. It's right there in the classrooms. When we visit classrooms, we see the pads of sticky notes, the index cards, the whiteboards, the markers, the crayons. We see it all there in the classrooms, and of course we see their faces when they leave with a little bag full of supplies and whatnot. So we thank you all for that. Another big part of it is, quite frankly, they get to see one another for, the 20 to 30 minutes that they are there. Oh, their faces. So, yeah, those were all facts. That's data, 8,600 teachers impacted, over $500,000, but those are some of the faces. And those are that's the look we see. And so we wanted to make sure that we share that with you all. Okay.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Thank you.
Out those.
Yes,
Take
got it. All right, and here is.
What brings you out this morning? Well, I am a middle school teacher at Phillips, and I was told that I was able to come out and get supplies for my classroom.
Every year, as a teacher, you probably look at the classroom and you say there are a couple things that you might need, and you just don't get it.
School supplies are not cheap. I've got my own kids I'm buying supplies for, and always buy extra from the school. Until you assess the numbers that you have in your class, you never know how much you have to come out of your pocket.
If I didn't have this opportunity, I would be spending my own money.
I love the teacher supply store. It is just nice to not have to rush out to Walmart or Target and spend my own money to get things and use my own time, so I can use a work day to gather what I need for the year so that we can be successful.
Rotary City School Foundation. We've done this a number of years now here at Staples. It's a really good thing that we're able to do for the teachers and students here in the community. And I'm just doing my part here, helping them get the supplies that they need. Good stuff.
We're here today to set up the 17th annual Teacher Supply Store, which is sponsored by the East Chapel Hill Rotary Club and the Public School Foundation.
So we unpack all the boxes, they put them out in the trucks, and then we unpack them all, now we're just tagging them for the press.
In just a few hours, teachers will start pouring in here. We've had help from Staples, Walmart, Bar 3, Goldfish, Triangle Office Equipment. There's so many people that get involved in donating to this teacher supply store to make it happen and show our teachers some love.
It really is East Chapel Hill Rotary's favorite project. The members line up to volunteer, and if they can't be here, they donate their funds to our clubs.
biggest service project. In the 17 years, I think we've done around $700,000, $800,000.
We asked teachers, of all of our events, what should we prioritize? And almost 100% of the teachers replied that this teacher supply store is the most important thing that we do.
This is awesome. Like just getting free supplies, it's amazing.
It's super generous. I really appreciate all that you guys are doing.
I'm not used to this where I'm from, so this is really, really so touching to me and mind-blowing. So it means a lot to me.
It's exciting. We get to come in and shop and get materials, so we're really grateful.
You just don't know how far this really goes and what this really means to us.
The Public School Foundation is amazing. I am so thankful for everything they've done for us. I've been in the district for 10 years and we couldn't do it without them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we, of course, we hope that that gives you a little bit more insight. If you're not able to, get out there and be in that room, the energy is absolutely amazing and it's overflowing with gratitude. We want to thank our partners here. You see, we do have a lot of folks that collaborate with us, and we couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without these folks that you see. These graphics that you see here on the screen represent a lot of funding and just effort. And partnerships are so important. If you want to get a project done, collaboration is everything.
And Staples has been there since 2000.
Since day
even
one.
though it's been a few rough years for them.
Yeah. We used to actually get a grant when we first started it.
So just the special thanks to all of you. Thank you for making this a priority. Thank you for letting Public School Foundation be part of this. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I can just watch that video and remember what I do. Teachers are just really my heart. And then I just want to mention a few of you, and I'm probably going to miss some people, but Bill Wisnett, Scott, Bob Woodruff, and Allison Worthy, and Suki Newton, who really from the beginning said, let's do this. Suki especially, she's like, this is what teachers want us to do for them. And it touches every teacher. And so they laid the foundation work for this, and it's just really become a vital program that our teachers look forward to. And then I have to mention Allison Worthy. She couldn't be here today. She is really the backbone of this program. Since 2008, she has chaired this event, and she is so dedicated to making it happen. And she loves working with the Rotary Club. So thank you. I don't know if there's any questions for us.
Is this video available online?
It is. It's on our website. If you
Okay.
go under events on our website, this video is right there under Teacher Supply Store. Just click that. Yes.
How many teachers every year? Is it 100% of the teachers or?
It's not. That's a great question. It's not 100% of the teachers. We've been alternating between elementary and middle and high. And so in addition, our last year we served the middle and high school teachers. So I think we had 639 teachers actually that benefited, maybe 624 that came, and then there were a few teachers that couldn't be there that got bags later. And we also invite the social workers get to come every year, despite what grade level they are teaching and working with. They're able to stock up on supplies so kids can come to them during the year. And also our exceptional children's teachers are able to come every year because they don't usually have traditional classrooms and parents don't necessarily bring things to those teachers, so we think it's important to make sure they have all they need. So this year, the rotation would be back to elementary and middle school.
Is there a goal over time to do them all every year?
I think Jim's going to talk to you about that. There is definitely a dream.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Thank you. Any more questions? I was looking at that picture from 2008. I had a lot more hair and it wasn't gray. What is up with all that? A couple of interesting tidbits. The first store we did in, I think it was February of 2008, we did in the Vilcom building that had no power and no floor. Sure did, yeah. Second time we did that, they had poured the floors and ran some fiber. So if there's a will, there's a Rotary way. Okay? We're going to finish up our program today with.
Mike, if I could,
Sure.
I just want to encourage you to appreciate and continue to enjoy what looks like a very full head of hair to me.
Flattery will get you everywhere. And it's all in the combing and the light. We're gonna finish up our program today. You know, since I took over being president, I kind of stole an idea from our previous president where we had what we call a member moment. Well, we've expanded on that a little bit and worked with our program chair, Nick Bone, who's actually going to be one of our member speakers today to kind of talk about why we're in Rotary, what Rotary means to us, and just kind of get a feel for who we are and what we are. So I'm going to start out with Mr. Nick. Come on up.
Well, if I send you an email asking you to participate in member moments and you won't do it, this is what you get. So I'm going to talk for the next 45 minutes. To really understand why I got in Rotary, you need to know my parents. So the whole spirit of the member moments was tell us when you joined, what roles you served, what do you like best, etc. And I'm going to sum up the quick stuff real quickly. I joined in 2018, was invited by Daniel Eller. And I'm sure like y'all, it's fun to reflect, like, you know, what was your first thought when you came to your first Rotary lunch? And for me, I remember being impressed by the group, like this is interesting. I don't remember who spoke, but I remember thinking, wow, this is like a big deal that on a Friday at noon, somebody would come talk about X or Y or Z. And so that was fun. But as I've thought about recruitment and like what's the narrative we tell to our friends and our coworkers and whomever else about Rotary, I mean, this video is amazing, y'all. There's no question the service opportunities we have are next level. Thank you to everyone, seeing Joe and his team at CQ and the way that it's cool to see Mike's legacy and where all these programs started, how they've continued, and where they are today. It's awesome. The pop-up events are amazing. I don't know if you guys noticed, we have some amazing speakers. Occasionally some not so amazing ones, but it all works out somehow. But it is fun, and I think you got to eat lunch somewhere on Friday. Why not here? But as I thought about like why do I stay engaged with Rotary? What does it mean to me? Maybe this is playing to the audience, but it's y'all. And I think about other groups with which I've been involved, churches or other civic clubs or whatever it is. And there is a joyfulness about this group that I think is contagious. And I love what our district governor said, that spirit is electric and it really does catch on. It's one thing to do good, but I think it's quite another thing to do good when that's fueled by a great joy that's coming from our collective joy of being together. And so I realize that sounds kind of cheesy, but that's honestly how I feel. And I tell people all the time that this Rotary group is for me what church ought to look like. Or this Rotary group for me is what family ought to look like. So I think as I think about my member moment, that's what I take from this group. I want to thank each one of y'all for the way that you've welcomed me in since 2018. It's been fun to grow with y'all and see new folks come in. And I'm very optimistic and excited about where we're headed. So for me, that's my member moment. If we have time, I'll turn around and I'll put the same question to President Mike, and maybe we'll close with that. Thanks, y'all.
Wow, that's a tough act to follow, eh? I'm Mike Clayton. I'm the president this year. Dr. Bill Ellis took me to my first Rotary meeting in 2006. In 2007, Rob Maitland proposed me for membership of this club, and I was honored and pleased to be accepted into what I think is the best civic club in America, bar none. Why do I stay in here? I look around and I see why I stay in here. I've developed friendships in this club that are so special you can't even really put in words. I see videos like our kitchen supply store. I see us out on the road picking up trash. I see what the green team, Liz Hankey, does. I see what Joe does feeding at the family house. I see Liz organizing all these things. Linda organizing all these things for our green team to do. And I see the leadership employed and just spread by all our club members. This is what makes Friday fun for me. Coming here, you get to see people. My first Rotary meeting I came to, I sat down at lunch with the Chancellor of the University, the athletic director of the university, and also the head of the hospital corporation at that time. It was like country come to town. I was thinking this was the town. Why do I stay in this? Again, I can't imagine not coming to Rotary on Friday and harassing you people. I'm not going to let you off that easy. If I were a young person and I was looking for a way to do good in the world, I would first speak to a Rotarian. I have been a member of a couple different civic clubs before I found Rotary. John Perry and I were in Kiwanis together. I was with the Tar Heel Satoma Club, and we had the concession at UNC. Those clubs didn't have the staying power. They didn't have the esprit de corps that this group does. We are lucky to be a member of East Chapel Hill Rotary. And every day I think, of the friends I've made here, the experiences I've had here, and the experiences that are yet to come. On that note, I'm going to send everybody home early today. Okay, y'all been so good. So have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you all next week.